What's going on YouTube? This is Sidney Cumbie once again with yet another makeup video. So this makeup video is just going to be a simple Hillbilly, Mutant, Hills Have Eyes, Redneck application that I did on my little brother in Florida. I just surprised him. I bought a ticket, flew out to Florida, surprised my family, brought a little tiny bit of makeup to do something out there, and I did. So I just brought just a few prosthetics, and this is the one he picked. And it was pretty funny because it looks really good on him, and we did some funny stuff with it. So I just hope you guys enjoy this little application video. It really looks pretty cool on my little brother. So let's get to it. Let's do it. All right. Looks like I'm going to be talking to you guys through this video. How about that? All right. So this is an RBFX prosthetic. I'm actually pre-painting it with some Thomas Serpinaut PAX paints. PAX paints generally are 50% Prosade, 50% acrylic paints, and so I'm actually painting it with Thomas Serpinaut, which is a little bit different recipe, just to base it out in a flesh color. And now I'm using a PPI alcohol activated palette and a Delium tool brush to sort of just give, you know, a generic paint job, like just a simple quick paint job on this thing right now. So I'm using like a Lividity, it's blood colors from the Blood 5 palette, as well as the Necromania palette by PPI. Just smearing it around, just making it look nasty, filling in all the grooves. Basically this is just my underpainting that I'm sort of just going with. I didn't want my brother to be in the makeup for super long, but I just a little bit of pre-painting. So now what I'm doing here is I'm actually starting from the center out. I'm sort of laying down the eyebrows and going from the center and working my way out. So I got the center glued down, so on his nose I got it glued down, and down the center of his head I have it glued down. And now I'm going in with another awesome brush that I love by Delium Tools. It is the liner brush. I like the liner brush rather than the glue brush because it is curved just like the glue brush, except for these bristles are longer, and I sort of just like that. It just works for me a little bit better. It's all about preference. And so now what I'm doing here is I work from the center, so the center is glued down, and I'm working my way out, gluing down one side at a time. It doesn't matter if you sort of offset this prosthetic. It is a mutant, so a mutant can be deformed, and it is fine. Now I'm sort of just lifting edges and laying them down. Just lifting it up. Alright, still doing it, just lifting it up. I just powdered that eye over there because the last thing you want to do is have his eye glued open, so make sure you powder it after you work around the eyes with Prosade. Oh, and I didn't mention, I am using Prosade here. So Prosade is actually a contact bond, so Prosade you want to apply on the prosthetic as well as on the skin to get the strongest bond. So I'm sometimes putting it on the skin and on the prosthetic, but I didn't plan on having this makeup on him for a long time. So I'm doing either or, no big deal. Alright, so I'm powdering them up, I'm just laying down all the edges. The cool thing about foam is that when you go over the edges with the Prosade, it will lock down, absorb through the foam and lock down the edge. So now, as you can see, I powdered them, and now I'm going around the edges and blending the edges into his skin with another PAX color by Thomas Serpinaut. This PAX is a little bit different than regular PAX. It's easier to get off, that's why I love it so much. But I'm just blending it in. I'm using a really pale flesh to sort of blend it in with his. And now right here I'm actually using a Bondo stipple. Bondo stipple is Prosade mixed with Cavasil to thicken it up to pretty much just hide the edges of foam latex. Alright, so right here I am actually using the European Body Art airbrush. I think it's called the Evitt DAP. It's a really great airbrush. The reason I like this airbrush is because not only can you do detail, but you can also spatter with it. So it's pretty awesome. Instead of using 2 airbrushes, you can just use 1. I like to spatter a lot of colors. Like you can see here, I'm spattering. I might be spattering like a lividity color, which is like a purpley red color, and a lot of dead flesh, just to pale them out. A little bit of dead flesh, more like a pale flesh to pale them out a little bit, because I want them to look like this, like really diseased looking redneck. So I use like red, like a purpley red, and I used flesh. I used maybe a few different colored fleshes to just really blend it in with his own skin. Now I'm using the Necromania palette by PPI again. That you saw that I put the lividity and the bloods in on the warts. So now I'm actually dry brushing, which is using a little bit of material, not a lot of alcohol on the brush, and sort of just dragging it across the high points, not letting it absorb into the grooves of the prosthetic. This is going to sort of make the warts really pop and make them look bloody underneath, and having all those nasty cracks where the blood and that purple color is. And I'm using more Delium Tools brushes. This is the small stipple brush, which is a pretty amazing brush, one of my favorites. So I'm just dragging it across and giving him some like yellow, like really light flesh, and some green on top of those warts. And this is like a veining brush, a liner brush by Delium Tool that I'm using right here. I'm just going in his nose, put in some like nasty brownish green, like snot coming out of his nose. It's a really great brush to do detail with. Alright, so what am I doing here? Alright, right here I'm just sort of, I'm using a little bit of that lividity, that purpley red color, to make him look like he has like a herpes infection on his mouth. It's not really, I didn't want to go herpes with it. It was looking too herpes, so I actually brought it down. So right here you'll see it a little more looks like bruises. So it's a little infection on his lips, but it's not as bad. So I went around his eyes right here with a liner brush and blended it in and made him look more sickly up under the eyes with a little bit of bruised purple. Right here I'm using a material called Glisten Up by Talamis Serpent Products. Glisten Up is going to make something look shiny and stay shiny all day and not come off. Generally you would use, in a pinch, you would use like KY Jelly. KY Jelly will definitely make it look shiny, but it does dry out. So I like to use this Glisten Up because it stays all day and it doesn't go away, and it makes it look more like organic and realistic. And this is the final look right here. The makeup looked great on him. It worked really well. I stained up his teeth a little bit, and he just looks great in this character. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and my brother is a weirdo.
I'll make you squeal like a pig, boy.
Nice. Alright guys, I appreciate you watching it. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, and until next time, I will try to do many more of these videos, so keep in touch. See you later.